And with that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Crashing Game Night. My name is Matt Diorio, your host, as always. We're missing the beanied one because he's adulting, slaving away.
What's wrong with that
Jason,
guy?
Jason's got a better excuse because he's hanging out with the missus. We got the
Yeah.
babyface one, Theo Wolski.
I mean, if I had a missus, I not to be mean to you guys, but I'd probably pick her over you guys momentarily or
Momentarily.
from here or there sometime.
And then the long lost fifth member, as he's now been dubbed over all these years, has finally come back to roost.
Almost unrecognizable.
Right?
Jesus.
Soldier First
God
Class.
damn. Just imagine if you didn't have your beard when you came on here and after so long, like, oh my
Dang.
God.
Yeah.
It would freak you guys out if I didn't have facial
Oh,
hair.
Jesus. Yes, it would. It would
Just
freak
like
me out.
just like the first time Jason shaved. We're like,
You,
what the hell?
you'd be like, who let this toddler onto the camera? Because I
Yes.
look 12 when I shave.
I mean, I look
Um,
12 now, so
have you seen Jay? Like completely like
No, I don't think so.
I think he looks good shaved. I think he pulls it off pretty well.
he does.
He's got
but
as long. I feel like as long as he's got the long hair, he pulls it off pretty well. I haven't ever seen him with short hair. And
no,
shaved.
I've never seen him short hair. Like even when I shot his wedding, he was completely clean
Yeah.
shaven, hair up in a like a little bit of a ponytail. Like
We
he
need
was
to make a
looking
bet with him. We know we can't lose.
shit.
Ooh,
Oof.
yeah, but like, how do we convince him to put up the beard,
Beard
the
and
hair.
hair.
beard and hair? Like, I mean, that's got to be
I don't
one
know.
hell of a bet.
I don't
I mean,
know.
like, it wasn't necessarily hard to get him into the slap bet so far, so we got to wait for that to happen. But I mean, like,
What?
what?
The slap bet. What?
Yeah, we have a slap bet. I
I'm
don't
not
fully
involved
remember
with
all the
this one.
terms, to be honest. I may have to rewatch the video.
We're gonna have to
when we
rewatch
did
that episode.
We're talking about Square Enix and stuff going and talking about how long it would take for something to release or something like that. So he took a stance, I took a stance.
Oh,
it was like
it was
bet.
third
Not
Final
bet.
Fantasy VII, when it was going to release, like what console it was going to be on, and all of that. And
Okay.
Oh, okay.
if I remember correctly, and I thought it was, are we going to see Final Fantasy VII first or the
PS6.
PS6? I think.
Ooh.
But
I'm
honestly,
pretty
at
sure I
this
took
point,
the
you could
stance
also.
that we'll see Final Fantasy first. Yes. Because PS6, I think, is not going to happen. I think we're going to end up.
Oh, it's
moving
already
to-
it's already in pre-production design right now.
They can scrap it at any time.
Yeah.
It's true.
Um, as it sits right now, they're looking at the handheld and the home console. So, I mean, we'll see. But
I still don't understand the whole handheld for the PlayStation because I mean, like, it's how far off is it from the streaming box that they had before with the PS3?
Don't
Like,
worry.
there's PlayStation Now.
Vita TV. Okay, well, first off is you
No,
had the
PlayStation
Vita.
Now, wasn't it?
No, so you had the streaming box was the Vita TV. And then they had
What?
PlayStation, and then PlayStation Now was the cloud streaming service they tried to do. Because I beta tested that one. It was
Okay.
terrible. It was crap. So I think here's the thing: is you want it to be successful, you want it to be along the lines of a PSP, then don't be a dumbass and just make it like the Vita and give it its own type of memory card, right? You're gonna have to make it more streamlined.
That is until Nintendo patents the tablet, and
Oh my
then
God.
then it's over. Then it's over. No more mobile anything.
Oh my God. I was just going to
Saying.
say it right now. Hopefully somebody from Asus listens to us. Please go patent that so you can
It's gonna
Sure.
happen. You know they're gonna
stick
do
it to
it.
Nintendo.
They're gonna be like, oh, we need to patent the tablet and mobile game industry.
Or they're gonna patent the hybrid console.
Yeah,
Oh
No,
yeah.
I'm honestly surprised they haven't because they struck gold with the Switch. Like,
Yeah.
I think
Well, I mean,
so.
they dabbled in it with the Wii U, anyways.
yeah.
So I mean, like, it's pretty
The
close.
Steam Deck is surprisingly good too for dock, like, because I have
Yeah,
a dock for my Steam Deck and I really love
Mhm.
it.
I kind of hear like people like using those machines docked more often than actually playing on them. Is that
I mean, I
kind
play
of
my
accurate?
Switch more in dock mode than
Docked.
handheld.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay.
Um, but it's nice to have
But
the
back to
ability to
the
do.
PlayStation Portable. Like, why do you think they went that way if Vita TV was so bad? Because I mean, still, my understanding with the the mobile is still you have to be on the same Wi-Fi network in order for it to work, and you can't take it with you. So, what's really the advantage?
So they upgraded. So they let's rewind this and go back to the Vita, right?
Okay.
So the Vita itself, you didn't have to be on the same network or anything. There's the Wi-Fi version, there was the 3G version. Um, what
Okay.
did in the Vita was the fact is it had its own proprietary memory card, which was
Hmm.
expensive as hell. You know, so I think that killed the Vita, which the Vita itself was a great little piece of hardware.
Yeah,
It was
on
just
its
done in
own.
by stony stupidity at the
I mean,
time.
like Vita TV though.
At the time, they had Vita TV, which basically you had to have a PS3 controller, you had to have the memory card. You
Hmm.
like it was pretty much just you took a Vita and hooked it up to the TV. Um, they tried doing um, PS Now, which was I don't remember which E3 it was announced at, but we got a beta code for I got a beta code for it. Tried it out. The It was their attempt at cloud streaming in the beginning, back when Microsoft was still doing theirs,
Right.
and it was shit. Like it didn't work worth anything. Then they did the Portal, which that's what you're thinking of. That had to be on the home network. Like originally it had to be on the home network. Then they updated it to where you just had to be on a good enough Wi-Fi signal to
Okay.
essentially stream the game, and your PS5 had to be on. Now they've updated it to where you can do cloud streaming of the games that you own that are in the library for it.
Mm.
You don't necessarily
On
have
the
to be tied to your
portable?
PS5 on the portal. Like, so like they're,
No, but on the portable, the
oh,
the mobile.
and then you got like,
My understanding of the hardware of it didn't have cellular or data or anything.
no. So originally, so now the portal you just have to be on the Wi-Fi for the PlayStation portable thing that they have. I mean, ultimately at this point is I think Sony has been using the portal as a proving ground for whatever handheld they've got coming in the pipe, which I think at this point, you're
Which I feel
unless the
like they're
thing
trying to copy, so they're late to the game. Like you got Game
you've
Pass,
got
you got
Xbox coming out with theirs, which is going to be expensive, right?
so
Seven hundred
expensive.
thousand dollars, right? Um, Nintendo pretty much has the market cornered on the handheld side. Really, yes, you've got Asus and whatnot, and the Steam Deck, right? But when you look at it, they don't sell nearly as much as the Nintendo Switch does.
Well, the thing is,
No,
So,
Nintendo is a household name,
right.
whereas like really
correct.
the only people that are going to buy like the is it the Ally or the Rogue or whatever it's called,
Yeah, or GL.
Yeah.
and then the
You got the
Steam Deck
Legion.
are going to be people that play on PC, which that's a lot of people, but at the same time, like Nintendo is this giant entity that's got
Right.
Mario. It's got like, it's a family console. Like kids aren't going to be buying a
Hmm.
Steam Deck. Like kids aren't going to be buying an ROG Ally. Like
If I were
Switch,
a parent, I would not buy my kid an ROGL.
no, no, and exactly. But
I would not buy them that.
Switch is a family console. It's
Hmm.
something that kids can take on a trip that parents want their kids distracted on the trip. Take your Switch. Like
Hmm.
it's something that is a household name and has been for over what 40 years now. So it's just those things aren't don't have the selling power that a Switch has.
I think what's funny in that, because we were kind of joking around at the top, right? But you talk about it being a family console, right? It's a family console that may not have a lot of the games anymore because, as we were talking about before we went on air, is Nintendo went and did Nintendo things and patented a mechanic in gaming that is honestly used by a ton of games out there. So we already know their whole dispute with Power World, and I think they were probably going to lose that court case. So they went and patented the ability to catch something in a ball to try and win their case. To say, see,
But
we've
just
got the patent for it.
just to sidetrack, just really quick to circle back to Nintendo being around for 40 years. Multiply that by almost four.
No, so Mario has been around for 40 years. Nintendo
Oh,
themselves
okay.
started off as a card company like
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
100 and
yeah,
some
yeah.
odd plus years
Oh,
ago.
okay. I thought you were talking about
Yeah.
the company. It's like because the
No.
company itself is celebrating 136 years in a
Hmm.
week.
Yep.
Holy crap. Insane.
So, anyway, so
Okay.
Nintendo,
Anyways.
in their infinite wisdom, who is still locked in this now year and a half court battle with Power World,
Oh
has
my
now
God.
patented the mechanic of summoning a monster to the field to fight on your behalf.
Yep.
Can we talk about how many different games that's
But
going to
so
impact?
so it's going to impact anything. So they patented the summoning or the releasing.
The
So I feel
summoning
there's
to
definitely
fight on behalf of.
so you could do it doesn't even have to be out of a ball. It's just a summon. So you could
Correct.
do a circle, a
You
summoning
could do a
circle.
milk crate, you could do a mailbox, you could do anything. You are summoning a monster to the field to fight on your behalf. So that's going to impact Final Fantasy, Diablo, um, World of Warcraft. Um, trying to think what else. I mean,
I feel like that's got to be something with like even like something Dark Souls related or something like that too.
patent like patent experts cannot believe this patent went through
I'm really
in the first
surprised that it
place
went through. So
because
it was
of
complete.
the
It's completed.
ambiguity of it.
It's
Um,
or is it just filed? Or
it's
is it
no,
like
it was
full
approved.
on? They won the patent
They won the patent.
for wow. Now, is this? Do we know if it's limited to video games? Because like, what if you do this in a movie?
I think it's specifically a video game patent.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, that's just such a wide net to cast on a bogarting a method on that. But I mean, like, I don't fully understand how patents work. So I mean, like,
Okay,
can you
so here's
still
the
create those things, but you have to like bring Nintendo in and give them a cut in order to
Okay,
yes.
do
so
it?
here is
Okay.
a list. Okay, it suggests that any game makes use of the mechanics listed below could now potentially trigger an infringement lawsuit from Nintendo. One, there
Okay.
must be a PC, console, or other computing device, and the game is stored on a drive or similar storage medium. You can move a character in a virtual space. You must be able to summon a character. They call it a sub character, by which they mean it's not the player character, but for example, a little monster such as a Pokemon that the player character has at their disposal. Four, then the logic branches out with items four and five being mutually exclusive scenarios before you're reuniting again in item six. This is about summoning the sub character in a place where there already is another character that it will then fight. This alternative scenario is
yep.
about summoning the sub character at a position where there is no other character to fight immediately. This final step is about sending the sub character in a direction and then letting an automatic battle ensue with another character. It is not clear whether this is even needed if one previously executed step where the sub character will basically be thrown at another character. So that kind of leads me to believe that it's kind of covering all their bases on summoning.
Mm-hmm. It
Hmm. I mean, it's just so broad of a net. So I mean, like, even if you had let's say you had a dog companion. So let's go with Fallout 4, and you
Yep.
summon your dog, meat, that would count under this umbrella.
So
Correct.
I don't think it does because you don't summon him. He's a companion that follows you
Mm,
just like any other companion in the game.
But
that
there's the mechanic to summon him when you need him.
that right there is
Because there is
think
the
about
mechanic that he says it's
think
not a
about the loopholes.
constant or a necessary because he does follow you around, but there is the ability to summon him.
I guess that's true. Um, we'll look at games like Final Fantasy X, like,
Yeah.
Hmm.
or well, really Final Fantasy in general, because they like,
Monster Rancher,
yeah, Digimon.
Digimon. We were talking about that earlier.
We were talking about Diablo.
Yeah.
Uh, was
You
there
know,
anything in
Um,
Elder Scrolls along those
yes.
lines? Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
you could summon zombies and shit and other things.
Jesus, this is so insane. I mean, Monster
Um,
Hunter, Baldur's Gate. Oh my
Legend
God.
of
World of
um,
Warcraft.
it's not going to impact it because it's their IP, but Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom, you know,
Oh yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
you're
you're summoning
summoning
creatures. Yeah,
Like a
you are.
dragon.
yeah.
Yeah.
You could the new ones you can summon in.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, I just again, like I reverberate. I'm amazed this even got passed because it's such a wide net
Kingdom Hearts,
to Bogart. Yeah, technically, I mean, practically any
any like,
turn-based RPG is going to include some sort of summon
mhm.
of a sub character, since they did that as a blanket broad term,
I
is a
mean,
sub character fighting for
what,
you or with you.
15,
That would be like if
13?
Square Enix patented the use of magic.
Yeah, any spell with any color.
Yeah, like you can't use a lightning spell because Square Enix has a patent on it. Like
Or
when
Elder
is the
Scrolls
line?
patenting the use of a sword.
Right, where is the line? Like when are we gonna you should I don't think you should be able to patent a game mechanic unless it is so extremely unique to your specific
I
thing.
mean, like
Well,
I feel
look
like
at what
this.
Warner did with the Nemesis system for
I don't.
uh
I'm not familiar with that.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Ring. Yes. And that's
Yes.
a great system.
Shadow
And
of Mordor.
I'm
you know
not
what sucks
familiar.
about that though? They don't plan to use that system ever again.
Correct.
They just wanted the patent to keep it to them, which look, it's a great system, but
What?
other people should be able to use it. Like I think it's kind of
Correct.
bullshit,
Well,
but
because I mean, like I feel like this brings into my mind the Ed Sheeran lawsuit about
yeah.
his music breaking copyright rules or whatever, or
And it's been
creative
proven that the same four chords are used throughout
all
music
over the place.
history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
So I mean, like,
video I've seen on
how
TikTok
can
where it's these three guys that sit there and they move from song to song with the same freaking chords. And it's like,
exactly?
see?
So I mean, like, how
I
can
can't
you
think of the name
go?
of that band, but I know
You
exactly
know,
who you're talking about.
and it's a joke, right? They're just sitting there making a joke about it, but it's like, yeah, really,
But it's still
it's
proving the point that like
correct.
you just can't get away
Um,
from it.
I think so. I think when you look at it as a totalitarian thing, right? I think that one, it's a bad patent because it's gonna ruin a lot of things,
Right.
you know. Um,
Well,
but
because I mean, like
second,
you're hurting an RPG type of
mhm.
game mechanic as well. So I mean, like you're not only hitting a certain niche or whatever for your patent, it's such a wide net that you're hitting to other genres of games.
Could you imagine if they did this during the Toys for Life craze?
Oh my god. It
I mean, when you
good.
think about it, right? Like the Disney Infinity, and you summon stuff for that, right?
But so I mean, so let's go from that. What was Vita?
Skylanders?
I
Is that
mean,
what it's called?
Skylanders really, but
Skylanders, Lego
is that
Dimensions.
oh, okay? Lego Dimensions, but isn't that the only two really? Because I mean, they had Disney Infinity, and then they had
Skylanders was
Amigos,
the other like competing thing for it, and then later on, Lego Dimensions came out going, "Hey, we want to get on the Toys for Life craze." Uh,
right? What was the one that had a toy for life that was spaceships? Jerry got into it for a little while,
that was the one that came with the R-Wing on the Nintendo.
right? Oh, it was on
Yeah.
the Nintendo.
No, no, no. So it was on all the systems, but Nintendo specifically got the R-Wing.
Oh,
It was an
okay,
exclusive to them,
okay.
um, and it was Ubisoft too that did it. Um,
I don't know. I just I get upset thinking that like in my mind, Nintendo is always this family friendly, open minded type of company, but then there's like,
But
okay, this one game
they're
totally
cutthroat
ripped
as
us
fuck.
off, so now we're gonna just prevent
Starlink.
anybody from coming in close. Thank you, Starlink.
Yep.
Um, but just to go for this for money, essentially, because I mean, like, yeah, it's like you could have just stuck with Pal World and sue the crap out of them rather than take it out on all games at this point, at least at all future games from this point on.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting. I think who they apply it to, right? I think it's going to be anybody that, I mean, for sure, it's going to be anybody that threatens their IP. But I mean, the scope of it, right? Can you think? I mean, can you imagine like every copy of Final Fantasy that ever gets sold from here on out, Nintendo getting a piece of that?
Yeah, that's insane. So actually, something also popped in my mind. See if you guys agree with it, with your understanding. So since we were talking about sub characters and not necessarily main character, would uh team fighting games count? So I don't know how to uh
Yep.
best describe it, but like Street Fighter, where
Marvel.
you have two characters and you swap them out, you'd have a
Yep.
sub
No,
character.
I don't think that would count because those are still main characters. Like you have a team of three main
Okay.
characters.
Okay.
I
Yes,
think
but like,
I think they're talking like if one of those characters had an ability where you summoned like a dog character to fight, like
Hmm.
in battle or something like that. Like,
Sure.
um, but you had some of the what is it the Marvel fighting game, right? Where the you used to be like Marvel versus Street Fighter and all of that, right?
yeah,
You
Hmm.
have third like some specialty character that you could summon in that had nothing to do with the three in your party
yes,
to
that they do.
Oh,
attack.
okay.
Yep.
So that's impacted. So like you're talking like virtually every genre
Yeah.
minus like
Or do
baseball.
you think it
Like,
would even get to like nickel and dime to where it's like if you include um Call of Duty finishers that have dogs finish off your opponent for
yep.
you?
Oh, it could. Think
Like, oh
about
my
it.
god,
Because
that's just so
it's
insane.
summoning in a sub character to attack something in its vicinity. That's
I, on the
that's
silver lining, I applaud whoever wrote this patent and worked their legal magic in order to do that. They better get a hell of a bonus for getting this to go through. But I mean, like, I hope to never be in a courtroom with that person ever.
Yeah, no joke.
Jesus.
it's either that or you had the right person to like here's like, hey, you got like $100 bill in your hand, you're shaking it and be like, we're gonna do this patent, right?
Oh,
You
now you're
know?
starting conspiracy theories, sir. You're going to be starting them.
Well,
They're
no,
going
I'm
to
just saying it's
branch
along
in.
those lines. Is like, how did they manage to get it, something like that, right?
Well,
And it's
apparently the patent system here is a joke.
it is.
So I can imagine it didn't take as much
But
effort as we probably
is the
think.
patent in North America or
Yeah,
is it
it's a
in?
It's the
yeah,
US in the US patent office.
yep,
Oh,
it's a U.S. patent.
I find that kind of strange. So if it's a
I
U.S. patent, wouldn't that limit it to only U.S. production companies?
nope.
No, it would actually affect games released in America.
Correct. So they
Oh,
just don't want us to play
interesting.
games anymore unless it's a Nintendo game or a sports game.
So, in other words, we're going to only see the big three from now on is Mario, Zelda, and some fashion of Pokemon.
Well,
Forever.
I
Okay.
mean, they advertised Final Fantasy on the direct, so you know. Um,
So ridiculous.
but let's talk about that direct.
Speaking of segue,
Speaking, let's talk about it. Let's head to the theater.
we're so
Flawless.
we're so pro at that, and we didn't even mean to.
Um, so I pulled this article up from it's Nintendo Soup. So they've got actually a really good article that shows all
Soup,
the
soup.
different stuff that got announced.
Hmm.
So they're bringing out Mario Galaxy 1 and 2
Yep.
as a two pack. I'm guessing it's going to sell for $60, but I'd be surprised if
Probably.
they went lower, but it's probably going to go 60. They
But it will
also,
never lower ever again.
Nope.
nope.
Well,
And
that's on Black Friday.
watch it. I hate, this ended up going to be like, this is why we are kind of fair and balanced is because we'll actually dog Nintendo when they deserve it. But it's going to be like that whole three pack, right? That they did where it was Mario Galaxy, Mario
Hmm.
Sunshine, and Mario 64. And it's probably going to be limited, right? They're going to bring it out and be like, hey, cool. In 2 weeks, it's gone. Um, but you're getting the announcement came along with they're doing Mario Galaxy, the movie. So that's going to be the next one. It's coming out next year. All the principals are back for it. Um, you had a couple other ones like don't really care about Tomodachi Life. Like
Oh my God, that's
it
Tamagotchi
just
life.
looks like a really bad knockoff of SimCity, or not SimCity, but The Sims rather.
But I mean, like,
Um,
what? It brings nightmares because what was that game that was out like a decade ago, but it was on mobile where literally you played God for your people and like whatever you did, you could decide to set bring down a storm to set their crops on fire or whatever. Why can't I remember this game? But does it sound familiar to you guys?
I understand what you're talking about. I don't remember what that was called.
Okay, all right, but I mean, like, that's what I fear with the Tamagotchi, especially since they had freaking a giant bowling ball boulder or close to running over your citizens.
Yep.
Like, what's going on here? Like, I feel like
So
this is not the recognizable Nintendo that we grew up with.
no. So they announced a bunch for the that are coming out on the Switch and the Switch 2. I was super happy that we got a date for Metroid Prime 4 coming out December 4th. My wallet was already saying screw you, Nintendo, because they showed off three amiibos. I'll
Mhm.
pull those up here in a little bit, but then, Pokemon ZA, you know, Dragon Quest 7, the Mortal Kombat collection, Dragon Quest 1 and 2, Stardew Valley is getting a quote unquote Switch 2 edition. The biggest joke is we're getting Virtual Boy on the Nintendo Switch Online.
Can I
Right.
I have to talk about this because it's gonna bug me if I don't. Okay. Why is the DLC for Pokemon ZA up for pre-order before the game even comes out?
Right? Include it.
Like
Yeah, it doesn't
put
make any sense.
put it in the game. Like I don't
I mean,
under
I guess it's that way. Like they're following suit with the whole like game as a service thing, to where like you have a season pass. I mean,
Mhm.
like they're taking
But you got to remember
a
they did
page out
this.
of freaking
Didn't they do the
Activision and
same thing with
Bungie's
like
book.
Arceus though?
God, the stupid thing too is that like to get the new Mega Evolutions that they've like been advertising,
Hmm.
like the starters of Delphox, Greninja, and I don't remember the other one. But anyway, uh, to get those, you have to do the online. They're like exclusively locked to online.
Oh,
And it's
why?
like, dude, I do the online events on Pokemon games, so it's not like a huge deal to me. But that seems like a really stupid way.
To
Like,
gatekeep it, yeah.
I'm glad that Mega Evolutions are back. Like, it's my favorite
Hmm.
mechanic in Pokemon.
They're fun.
But like, those should not be locked to online interactions.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um. Anyways, but let's talk about the virtual boy because nobody asked for it. Um. So in order to take part in playing the Virtual Boy on the Switch, you are either going to have to get said hardware, which looks
Which I
like a
mean, like
replica. I mean, it looks
it's a
cool, like a
very
cool
accurate
replica,
replica. I feel like the stand
but
is a little weird because I mean, like you're gonna have to put it on the table and you have to stick your face into it in order
yes.
for it to work, rather than like a headset, which was
I
more
hate
of
it
what
so much.
which is more of what we kind of had with the original Virtual Boy. But I mean, to charge
Okay.
$100 for something that is essentially equivalent to putting your phone into a piece of cardboard.
Talking,
In order
well, let's talk about a piece of cardboard
and
because there's
speaking of
Virtual
cardboard,
Boy cardboard model.
still, why are you paying $25 for a cardboard? Like, I mean, you, somebody can just
Look, I mean,
you can fold it. Oh my
Because
god,
because if you try to make one, they'll sue you for it.
true. But then with this picture up that he's got, it's like you have it on your handheld, and you're gonna stick your handheld to your face.
Remember
Like
when they told you you shouldn't stay too close to a
I was
screen because
thinking
it'll
the
make you
exact
go
same
blind?
thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah,
I was
Thank
thinking the
you.
exact same thing.
Thank you.
but
But
why?
still,
Like,
why the switch? Like, if they really wanted to, I feel like, especially since they've been around for so long, just do it on your phones. Make it an app. Do it on your phone rather than an
I
app on the Switch.
here's
It's
my
just,
problem with this is that you're nobody asked for Virtual Boy. There's a reason that thing tanked
yeah.
and
Why?
bombed,
Why?
um,
Who
and
the hell's
sold
gonna
like
pay
nothing.
$100 for that? I mean,
I know a few people that would
And
because they're just collectors.
my understanding is
Um,
like with the GameCube release that this is only on Switch 2.
no, it's on Switch. So they are
Okay.
going to be putting it out on the Switch on an
So how
update
come we can get Virtual Boy on both, but not the GameCube game? So I can fricking play Wind Waker.
because again, they're gatekeeping and they need to sell Switch 2s.
Well, it's not
So
getting me to buy the Switch 2, that's for sure.
the only
no.
reason I want the Switch 2 is Pokemon ZA and the new Pokemon games when they come out.
Mm.
But ZA is coming out on the Switch. We don't know
Is
how
it?
it'll run,
Yeah, but I'm
but
stupid, so I want to get the better console so it runs better because we all
you
know
want
it's gonna run like
oh
shit.
yes.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be Arceus level
Dude,
not running.
what's crazy? I liked Arceus. I thought it ran great on my Switch. Not perfect, but I liked it. Scarlet and Violet are supposedly like basically different games on the Switch too.
That's what I've heard too, because like
Yep.
I have Violet as well, but I mean like that was pretty bad. It's so jittery and not optimized.
So they did announce Switch 2 only games. You have a new Yoshi coming out, Super Mario Brothers Wonder Switch Edition, and they're adding on a extra area. Like,
Because of course they are.
Oh,
yeah, Mario Tennis Fever, um, Pokemon Pokopia, which
that
you're in
didn't make any
Ditto
sense to me.
and you're
Why do we need a
going and playing
Pokemon
Animal Crossing,
themed Animal Crossing? Why?
right?
What is that
Um,
needed for?
they announced Resident Evil Requiem, Biohazard Gold Edition, Village Gold Edition. DLC for Donkey Kong Bonanza, another trailer for Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, FF7 remake is
And great.
coming. They've already said Rebirth is on its way, and the third one will be coming out for the Switch too.
Hmm.
I can't imagine,
Can't wait for that to run at 12 FPS.
right? I mean, like they're gonna have to dumb down the graphics on that one at that point.
I mean, they're
Um,
already dumbing down the graphics anyways with 1080p on the Switch too, anyways. So
yeah. Now the one that I liked outside of Metroid was Fire Emblem, but we know I'm a Fire Emblem guy, even though Final Fantasy Tactics is coming out.
Can't wait.
mhm.
That what, 2 weeks?
Yes.
Something like that
Yeah, the 30th.
Yes.
Yes.
sounds about right. Yeah.
Got the
Um,
calendar marked, boys.
Yo.
um, then they got Dynasty Warriors, Monster Hunters, Two Point Museum, Disgaea, Virtual Fighter 5, and Persona 3 Reloaded. Um, overall, I mean, the direct was a direct. I've seen people comparing it to um, it's just now the just enough direct. Like they're doing just enough.
I mean, like, yeah, I think that's a nice way to say it. I just feel like it's like, oh, we stopped making money. We need to make more money now. So here you go.
Yep. So, all right. So here's some of the new amiibos that we're getting. You're getting Rosalina and Lumas. That'll be coming out in April. You've got Mario and the Luma coming out in April. Uh, you're getting Silux, who is the villain of Metroid Prime 4, coming out December 4th when the game comes out.
I have to admit that looks pretty badass.
It does.
I
I kind of wish they weren't revealing who the villain was immediately.
Yeah. I
I'm not
mean,
familiar enough with the story to
this
understand it.
is like you're going to a whole new world now and everything, which that's the other thing. They're introducing the motorcycle now.
That looks
Um,
awesome.
it does, but here's the thing is they're releasing those November 6th, a month before the game,
That's really
you know?
weird. But they're only doing the
Yeah.
two on
And
November
then
6th.
yes, and
Psylocke
then
is December.
December 4th when the game comes out. So
Hmm.
basically I'm gonna have to go to GameStop and go, hey, can I get all these pre-ordered? And then they're doing Kirby and Bandana Waddle Dee on their stars. But the cool thing about these though is
Hmm.
that you're able to swap the figures. Hey, look, it's Francois.
Which I think is fun. I mean, like at least it's kind of like with that Starlink thing, which is kind of it's interesting. It's just another racing game.
Yep. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that, with the amiibos. But um, joining us in here in just a second, we've got a nice guest for you guys tonight. Um, so wait until he gets hooked up there. But as far as the Nintendo Direct goes, it is what it is. Francois,
Hey,
Hey, what's
how are you
up?
hey
doing?
guys, I am so sorry,
It is
but
all
Hey, no
right.
problem at all.
old age is catching up to me. I
The
totally forgot that we had this thing at 6:30, man.
It is all
Yeah,
right
it's no problem
because
at all.
the name of the show is Crashing Game Night, and you're
And
crashing the
in
I'm
show.
crashing. I'm crashing.
exactly
Again, I'm so sorry, guys.
in perfect
No,
fashion, good sir.
it is perfectly all right. How are
So
how
what's
have you
going
been
on?
since we saw you in Denver? How have you been?
I've been okay. Man, how long ago was that? Denver was like
Fourth of
Was
July weekend.
July. Yep.
July. Oh man, I've been okay. I just um,
Because you still had like a number of cons after that since
I
then,
did.
right?
I had after Denver, I think I had what I got a list right here. I, I had Galaxy
Okay.
Con in where was I? Dang, in Raleigh.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then I had a Geek Con just a couple of weeks
Hmm.
ago, and
Okay.
something else. But beginning of October, I have a couple of cons. There's a Dallas Fan Festival, Fan Days or something in
Okay.
Hmm.
like the first weekend of October. So
Nice.
it's I have a list here. I just go where they tell me where they tell me to
At
go.
this point.
It's,
So for our guests, we've been Theo and I got to meet Francois Chau at Fan Expo in Denver. Um, and we want to have him on because he actually, honestly, for a lot of us, and it's a shame that Jerry's not here, which we could probably throw him a text and be like, get on right
Oh my
now,
God,
Jerry,
he'd be
because
fanboying so hard.
but Francois has been a part of some franchises that have impacted a lot of people's lives. Let's be honest. When I was looking at even
no
your
pressure there. I mean, it's
no
okay.
pressure there, but I mean when you look at your IMDb,
I mean,
right?
you don't have any pressure because you've already done it,
You've
sir.
done
Like
it,
you've
right? You've already
already,
impacted
No,
our
no.
lives.
it's so awesome.
Like I grew up watching, the Hasbro verse, cartoons back in the 80s with Transformers and Thundercats. But G.I. Joe, I didn't
Yeah.
realize you were Quick Kick,
Yeah,
you know?
that was my first professional gig when I moved to LA.
That's insane.
So, you were a Quick Kick in both, the TV show and the movie.
Yeah.
Um, you were, of course, where Jerry would be completely beside himself is you took over the mantle of the Shredder
Yeah.
in TMNT Secret of the Ooze. Um, you were in one of my favorite flight sim games at the growing up, which was Wing Commander 3 and 4. You were Vagabond, which was so for me, like, how was that working with Mark Hamill?
That was crazy because this was like I think 94, 95 or
Yeah.
something.
Hmm.
And you know, I'd done a game before that and it was really basic. I'm just
Hmm.
standing still and I'm saying my line and I'm turning left and right and whatever, right? And then I got this gig, and it was like, wow, we're like shooting a movie here with those cut
Hmm.
scenes. It was great. It was, and then I don't know how. I mean, they got Hamill, and then they got a whole bunch of other
Thomas F.
people.
Wilson, who played Biff, was in
I,
it,
I
and
Biff, and I come on the set to shoot stuff, and I go, hey, Malcolm McDowell, what the hell are you doing here?
yep,
John Rhys Davies, what are you doing here?
it
So
was
it was a blast.
it was stacked. You were in and another space flight sim game that I loved on the Dreamcast, which was Star Lancer.
Uh-huh. Wow,
Um,
that's
Once I was looking at these, I'm like, and I went back and listened to some of the scenes. I was like, "Yup, he was there the whole time." And I
yeah,
just didn't like at that time. You didn't really pay attention to voice actors really jumping from project to project
right,
and
right.
whatnot. Um, you were in Lost
I
for
think that's
quite a bit. You were in XCOM 1 and 2. You did The Expanse. You were in
great.
the
Love
live
doing that
action
show.
Tick.
Yeah. Oh, that so by
Um,
far is my
Dude, you
favorite.
pretty much like you name anything that like
and
people have been a fan of, you've been in it.
I have been very, very lucky to been a part of these sort of like you say, iconic franchises that have a
and
huge fan base,
And it's such a good range too, because I mean, like even just kind of the little few episodes that you were in, like Last Man Standing was freaking insane.
Law and Order,
Law and Order, Bones, Rizzoli and Isles. Like, there's such a
Castle,
good range in what you've been able to
and
do throughout everything, and it's so fantastic,
we
man. It's insane.
we'd be remiss not to even mention the later role, which is Sensei Ishikawa
Chicago.
in Ghost of
Yeah.
Tsushima.
Probably my favorite PS4 game
Yeah,
ever
Yeah,
by far.
it's an amazing game. I always tell people that I belong to the that guy club, right? You watch enough
You're
TV or
that
movies,
guy.
whatever, and
Yes.
you go, "Hey, that guy! I know
That's
that
J-
guy. I
that's
know who
funny
he is."
because
But
that's John Eric Bentley for me. Because
yeah,
I see
Hmm.
him in so many things now that I
Yeah.
never even like clicked together until I met him, and then it's like all of a sudden
See him everywhere.
that's
yeah,
John. What's he doing in this? Like,
Mhm.
yeah. No,
Hmm.
it's been amazing, luck that I've been able to do all this stuff for all these years, and yeah, sooner or later, you watch something, you're gonna see me somewhere, and you're gonna go, "Oh, yeah, there's that guy."
So were you when you were in college, was it for acting?
Yes. I went to a school called the Catholic University in Washington, D.C. Um,
Right
some,
up the road, literally from me. I'm
oh
like
yeah.
40, well, I'm 40 minutes south of DC now, so
Oh, okay.
it's
Some
The long road,
famous
sir.
alumni. I
mhm,
think we had, man, John Voight went there,
mhm.
the Sarandons, a bunch of other
Oh
people
wow.
that I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Ed McMahon was there. Anybody remembers who he is?
Hmm.
Yeah, so I got my degree, my BFA in theater and acting. Um, to all you guys out there, young guys and girls out there who are doing this, and when you get that degree, I mean, it's great because it gives you a really good basis of what you're doing. But once you leave, that piece of paper is not not really worth that much to the rest of the world or the rest of the entertainment world.
Mm.
It's more in your chops and
Yeah,
how are
yeah,
you,
it's where you
Yeah.
can get your basic stuff.
which is funny you mentioned that because like I originally went to school for, I was looking at doing a photography degree.
Mhm.
Right. And I knew that that's something that, you know what, honestly, once you leave school, that's a piece of paper. That's it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's based on your portfolio of work.
right.
And
Mhm.
if you don't have the eye, that paper means nothing,
Yeah, it's
you know.
for certain
And
professions, it's
correct.
of course you got to have it, but
Now, I
some
don't
other
want to
ones.
go and get a, surgery from somebody that doesn't have a, a degree in being a
Exactly.
doctor, right? Um,
Well, I
but
mean, do
so
you really need the sake? I kind of feel like with the way that we're talking is like the school doesn't necessarily matter, but the education matters more.
Oh
But
yeah,
like, you don't
mhm,
necessarily have to have a doctor from Harvard Medical School, but you can have a doctor from like CU Denver or something like that.
oh
But
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
like, you don't have to go to Juilliard in order
Hmm.
to do your art craft or anything like that. So I mean, like, I like that. I like that it gives some hope to like you don't necessarily have to go to these high schools or high level schools in order to really
Hmm.
branch out and discover your love for what you want to do and be able to succeed at it.
Exactly. No, even and then of course when you're that young and you're in school, most of us don't really know what we want to do or where we're heading, and
Correct.
go and you figure it out, and after even it takes
Oh no, I
people
still
time.
don't.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, hey, man, I'm so glad I found, my profession or my path
Mhm.
because I can't do anything else. So
Right. Um, so
But you're
when
good
you
at it,
look,
so stick to what you're good at.
right.
yeah.
So yes, how did it feel when you got the role for Shredder?
Um, you
Especially
know,
given Jim Saito, being the original one, right?
right,
And you're kind of
right.
taking on that mantle.
It was it didn't seem that I mean, at that time, we're talking 35 years, it was not it wasn't like this. It didn't feel to me like this monumental thing where
Hmm.
I had seen the first movie. I've known James like 40 years now. I knew
Oh
him
wow.
before that. Um, and I thought, oh man, this is great. They somehow managed to really make these turtles, these guys in the suits, come alive and did a great job. And um, And then for the second movie, they decided to. I asked James once. I said, "Hey man, why didn't you why didn't you do the second movie?" And he told me, and I'm not sure if he wants people to know this, but he said, "Hey, yeah, it was a choice. I had a chance to work with Anthony Hopkins."
Oh wow.
So I thought I figured
I,
I think I'll take
That's
that.
yeah. I mean, that's a
I
hard
said
I
good
choice.
mean,
choice.
Turtle sequel or working with a
Yeah,
generational actor.
right,
Like,
right.
Right.
Like, oh,
Like,
To be
yeah,
fair,
I
I
got it.
also
something like
to be fair, I also don't think people quite knew at the time how big
Yeah,
TMNT was gonna
that.
get,
Yeah, for
right,
sure.
yeah.
right.
and then all of a sudden it exploded. So
It was at that time. I mean, it was of course, nobody thought, oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, what is this? But the movie exploded, and the whole fad of it was like, even at that time, it was huge. But the fact that it's revived or it's been kept up now, you go to these cons and these fans are just, they're I'm
Hmm.
still amazed at how popular and how big it is even now,
Hmm.
right? You have
Well, and you look at, right, AMC did a re-release for the anniversary
right,
and it got extended because of the
yeah,
popularity.
yeah.
And now they're going to do Turtles 2 in the theater as
Right,
well.
Mhm.
next year. Yeah, next March or
Like,
something.
it's
and I think that,
actually it's funny that because when Matt invited me on tonight, he actually was like, "Hey, I know you're a TMNT fan or whatever. Like, we just got, Francois to be on the podcast." And I was like, "I will be there. I will be
and
there."
what's
Done,
I
funny
done.
is
I grew
like,
up on TMNT II because so I was born in 91, but my
Uh-huh.
parents they always got stuff a little bit later than
Right,
everybody, but they were
right.
big into the Turtles 1 movie.
Mhm.
And we actually bought like the VHS
Hmm.
of Secrets of the Ooze. So I grew up on those movies, even though I was a little bit late to the party. So from like
Yeah,
the time I was 3 or 4, I was watching TMNT. And
mhm.
like, it's just funny that now here we are 34 years later, and I'm on a podcast with the guy that played Shredder. And it's like one of those surreal moments that you never think is going to happen, but you're like,
yeah.
oh,
It's
now
like,
that it's
bro.
happening, I have to be there. So
No, yeah,
That's
because
exactly
like I definitely grew up with TMNT, the
Mhm.
the original, like the original. I had the VHS as well, but I broke it from watching it so much that they had to buy another one. But then I took good care of Secret of the Ooze for sure.
I
yeah.
actually,
But
I think there's a certain window, for when you're young, from whatever 3 to 4 to maybe 8 or something like that, where you watch that movie and man, your brain soaks it up and you like it's you're imprinted, and it's just
Okay,
it's
oh
there.
yeah, for
I
sure.
have
So
Turtle
I feel
Power. I have
Yeah.
Turtle Power on a playlist. Like
that's
the
awesome.
on my 80s throwback playlist.
Because I mean, like, I feel like when I was a kid, like, I feel like with growing up with TMNT, like that actually kind of like shaped me for being open minded. Because I feel like the story of TMNT, because I never read the comics or really watched the cartoon or anything. I was primarily on the live action, and I felt that type of story made me open minded to seeing past looks. That it was definitely being open to not always looking on the outside and being able to accept people for who they are and what they're able to help out with and things like that.
Right.
And that was a shaping moment in my life. So that's why I personally love TMNT for that, for essentially helping me make me who I am today.
No, it's amazing. And like when I said, "Oh man, there's a lot of pressure," is that you don't really know how what you've done or what you're lucky enough to be a part of,
Mm-hmm.
how it affects people all over every
Mhm.
type of people get affected a certain way. And of course, like you say, when I got the job, uh, for Turtles 2. I was like, hey man, oh, this is great. I got a job. I'm gonna do a movie on
Right?
location. I'm going off. I'm all excited. Then I go there and I'm working on the stuff, and it's I'm like, oh
Then
man,
you
this is
found out about
great.
the costume.
Well, no, actually, my costume was not. It
Not
was
too
just
bad.
basic.
No.
The helmet was heavy. That was about it. And
Okay.
then that that friggin' cape was that had to get used to that one a little bit. But no, nothing like what the turtles went through. So I
For
lucked
sure.
out.
I think it's what's crazy about it too is that like to me Shredder is up there with like when you talk about like pop culture icons and
Hmm.
like pop like
Mhm.
villains and stuff.
Oh, for
Right,
Like
sure.
obviously I think number one you've got like Darth Vader, right?
right.
Mhm.
But like when you look at like 90s pop culture,
Hmm.
even now, like Shredder is so iconic
Yeah,
that
yeah,
like when people talk about anything like Shredder, Darth
right,
Vader,
right.
stuff like that, they all like are just these iconic villains. So it's
Yeah.
cool that you got to
Hmm.
play a part in
Oh,
making that villain so iconic.
oh yeah. No, it's one of those things where you think back on it and you go, oh man, if I'd known how popular it's going to be, I would have kept some souvenirs.
Right.
Oh man, yeah.
Sneak the helmet off the
Some
set.
sealed products.
Um,
But yeah, like
so
I definitely associate Shredder in general with you for especially with the voice and everything. Cause like even if I were to watch any of the cartoons afterwards or whatever, no, it's not the same. Like you had the distinctive voice and mannerism of Shredder, which is so awesome to see.
Well, thanks. Thanks.
What do you, okay, so I'm sure you get this a lot. What line do you get thrown at you all the time when you go to cons and stuff? Because I have one in my mind that is so like every time
I,
I think of TMNT II, this is the line that I think of every single time out of
oh,
any
Matt,
character.
we're gonna have to
So,
find out what yours is because I thought about that today too, and I
because
want to see
I
if we have the
Okay.
same.
so I want to know what people throw at you all the time because I know it happens.
Okay, I think there basically maybe three
Okay.
that come up. I think maybe the number one has got to be babies. They're
Yes,
Yes, that was
babies,
mine.
yes, yes.
right?
I knew
Right?
it. I knew
Yeah,
that was.
Oh my
I
god,
knew.
yeah.
that's so
I.
good.
I knew that was going to be the one,
That's
and that's
it.
the one
Yeah,
I was going to ask you about because I'm
yeah,
like, I know this is the one. It has to be.
yeah. No, that's a very that's the one. People come up to me, say it, babies.
What about the other two?
The next one I think is I say there's only one thing next, revenge. Which
Ooh,
is
that is a
I
good.
think I do that. I'm I'm sharpening my helmet in the scene or something. Those two are pretty most popular. There's sometimes people like go say I challenge or stuff like
Mm,
that, but I think
okay.
babies is
Yeah.
got to be the one.
It's
so
just so legendary. Like,
so Francois, I one of these things I wanted to ask you is that, with your martial arts background, right? How have you been able to actually keep that kind of separate from being typecasted into roles? Because if you look at your roles, they're diversified, right?
Very diverse.
Yes, there's been some martial arts stuff in there, but there's been a lot of dramas like The Penguin and Law and Order
Mhm.
and all of those. How have you been able to keep those like kind of separate? Because a lot of people do that have martial arts backgrounds end up getting typecasted
Mhm.
into those roles. You like look at Van Damme, for instance, right? It's
Yeah,
always
sure.
been those types of movies that he's in, right?
I think I've been training in martial arts for on and off for 50 plus years. And
Wow.
it's it's one of those things where you start and it's just part of your life. But I think for me, uh, when I started working, it wasn't because I knew martial arts. It was because whatever they cast. I mean, uh, most of when I was beginning, and even now, maybe. Most of the stuff is the villain, the bad guy.
Mm,
I started my first gig on camera on TV was a show called Hill Street Blues,
Hmm.
and
mhm,
I played a gang member. I had the 80s man gang member. I had the jacket, I had the bandana, the whole thing. And I played a bunch of those. And then as I got more, experience, I guess I graduated to the becoming the boss, right, of the
mhm,
gang. And then even that, after that, I graduated to being the boss in the Armani suit, the drug, the head drug dealer kind of
Hmm.
guy. Uh, I did a lot of those, and most of those is probably what uh, they see me to cast me in, as opposed to, oh, he can do martial arts.
mhm.
I can do martial arts, but there are guys, stunt guys, who are 10 times better or whatever, more technique, more speed, in much better shape than me. So a lot of the times, it's fun. A few times I've gotten to do some martial arts on film, but a lot of the times they don't let you do it because
Mhm.
they need the stunt guy to do it. So
Were there ever times that you kind of would have preferred to have done more throughout your career?
yeah, I would have, because you watch the movies, and you know you know right away when they switch to the stunt guy, and it's not the actor
Mhm.
doing it. It's like, oh, wait a minute. So there were times when I fought. I say, hey, man, you know, when you switch to the stunt man, we're gonna know it's not me doing it.
Yeah, it's like,
So
where'd his face go?
let me give it a shot. I did get a chance to do it in when I was working on the Tick.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was that was a lot of fun. That
There you
was great.
go.
I kept saying, "Hey, man, I can do this stuff. Let's, let's try it out." And then
Put me in,
eventually, I
coach.
got to do stuff. Yeah.
So as you've, with all the different projects you've been a part of, guest spots and all of that, right?
Mhm.
Is there one of those projects that was your absolute favorite, or that, was there one that actually left a impact on you personally and your
Well,
career?
um, my personal favorite, I can say without hesitation, was the Tick. In my 40 plus years of doing this, that was because I say I always play the bad guy, but in the Tick,
Mhm.
I was just this sort of schlubby, boring guy, and it was great. I was like, oh man, this is this is me. Um, but that would be my favorite in terms
Mhm.
of something that I did that um, I don't know if it qualifies, but um, I did an episode of X-Files,
Mhm.
the reboot, right?
Mhm.
Not the original. And I've said this before, and I have to confess that my big celebrity crush is Gillian Anderson.
I mean,
Ooh,
that's not a bad crush to have.
I'm like,
it's
oh
not.
man. So I got the gig, and I'm like, oh my God, X-Files, maybe I'll get a chance to see her. So I get the script, and all my scenes are with her. And I'm like,
There you
oh
go.
man, this is
Score.
crazy. Yeah, no, I think that was the only time when I showed up on set that I was nervous. I
There you
was like,
go.
oh man, I hope I don't, uh, say something stupid or get tongue tied or something. But it turned out great, and it was really, it was like, oh yeah, this is a dream come true.
Crush
Nice.
excluded, has there been one of the, like, an actor that you've actually loved working with, that if something came up again that you would work with them?
You know, I would say it's hard to. There really isn't any one person. I've been very lucky in that all the artists that I've worked with, um, have all been great. Have all been very generous, and sometimes you go, oh my God, I'm standing here,
Mhm.
doing a scene with J-Lo. I'm like, oh, okay, stuff like that. But yeah, no, they've all been, I think I'm trying to think of anybody that I would say. When I did The Expanse,
Okay.
the actress, one of the actresses there, her name is Shore Agarashu.
Mm,
Uh, Amazing, amazing actress. And when we shoot the show, basically they call a rehearsal, and you go on set, and you walk through and you do the scene for the
sure.
director, for the other actors, for the camera, for lighting, so they see where you're going to be and all that stuff. And it's very informal mostly, because they give you these little things called sides with your dialogue on it.
Hmm.
I mean, most of the time I have it all memorized. It's just kind of a security blanket to just keep it with you, so you don't
Sure.
stand there with like, oh my God, what's happening? So we go there and we do that. We all myself, this other actor, we you know we're not dressed or anything. We have the sides, and we're about to rehearse the scene. And Shore, who's the other third person in the scene, she comes on, and she's fully in wardrobe, in makeup.
Mm,
She's not carrying any sides. She's got it all. She's got it down.
there you go.
And the other actor and I are like, oh man, I guess we got to step up a little bit here, because
And
this is the way it should be. That kind of stuff I love,
Okay.
and she's definitely one of those actresses you recognize too.
Oh yeah,
Like,
especially with
but
the voice.
the
Mm,
voice for me, like when I looked at and I saw the who it was right there talking, I'm like, for me, I immediately went to Mass Effect
Hmm.
because that is my
Yep.
series. She plays the Quarren Admiral,
Right.
Shalaran. But then for the Destiny nerds out there, she's Lakshmi too from Destiny 1 and 2.
No,
She's been out
as
there.
soon as you hear that voice, oh yeah, there
Oh
she
yeah.
is.
And I think that's just some of the it's just she just has it's a powerful calmness
Hmm.
when she speaks, right?
Hmm.
And her lines and everything like that, I
Yeah.
think is amazing. Um, so when you look at your career, like everything that you've gone through with your career, if someone were to come to you and say, "Hey, what's the biggest piece of advice you could give to me as someone who wants to go into acting?" What would be that advice?
Ooh, um,
I have a
I
follow-up question on
hesitate.
that.
Yeah, I hesitate because I think it's a profession that's not like if you're going to go into medicine or law or something,
Hmm.
you go to school, you study, you get certain amount of information, education. That's what's going to serve you. For us, though, it's different for everybody. So there's no like correct course of this is what you got to do. If you do
Hmm.
this, you'll get to this point, and if you do this point, you get to here. There's no step ladder that you will go through to get there.
Right.
Sometimes it is
Sometimes
there.
you go backwards too, right?
Sometimes you go backwards. Sometimes people don't even do. People will like go jump up to the top. People, I have a lot of friends and acquaintances who are extremely talented, but for luck or whatever reasons, they're just not getting the break that other people are getting. So I always say that the best thing that I've learned and for some reason it's really hard to do. It was hard for me is to um, figure out who you are and be yourself. You can't, you go into an audition. I used to, when I was starting out, I would get the size and they would have the description of the character, and I thought, oh, okay, I'm going to do something to copy or to do exactly what the description is,
Mm.
what I think this character is going to be. Uh, I find out that that's not what that's not what we're supposed to be. If you bring yourself
Hmm.
to that character, that's what they're looking for. You know, they see like hundreds of people, and
Right.
something that's you. That's once I figured that out, I was much better at booking jobs.
Hmm.
You know,
Oh, wow.
so
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
a great piece
the
of
thing is
advice.
be yourself. And I know for some reason that's not an easy thing to do. I don't
Mm-mm.
know why.
Theo,
And
what was
then,
going to be your follow-up question?
so my follow-up question is there a piece of advice that you've received that you feel that is so good that you wish to pass on and have it be alive throughout the generations?
Early is on time is late.
There you go. I like it. That's good.
You stick to that, man.
Something to live
That's,
by. I mean, it doesn't have
yeah,
to be,
that's
it's
it.
nothing strictly to acting or anything. I mean, like for everything, it's just like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
early, you're on time. You're on time, you're
Hmm.
late.
Pretty much.
I like it.
Um,
I think
so what would be your dream, like if you could pick any one character, doesn't matter what it's in, comics, a book, movie, whatever. If you could pick one character though to play, what would be that character?
ooh, um, I think it would be like I mean I think I'm a little too I'm a lot too old for most of it now, but I would love to do a rom-com.
Ooh, that would be
Ooh.
awesome.
I would be like, hey man, I
But
can do this.
I will take that as, but you are not too old for a rom com, sir, because there's plenty of stories with rom coms that you could do regardless of
Yeah,
age,
I
and you
guess,
can
yeah.
certainly do that. And I would love to see that.
Yeah, I think that would be it would be it's all these actors are like, oh, we want to do different stuff and this and that. We don't want to get typecast and all that. Well, typecasting is a good thing because if you want to work and they
You're
think
going
you're
to
a
get those
certain type,
jobs.
they'll cast you, right? And you get good at it. But at the same time, you can try other things. And yeah, I would that would sort of be my fantasy is to do a rom-com.
I'd see that because I mean, like when you talk about right, you're so used to those typical roles that you are in, right?
Mhm.
So it's going to be something like completely different. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
doing what? Okay, and whatnot. So, um,
Is there a role that you've played that might have been like, how do I put this? Not that you struggled with, but that was a very difficult role for you. But
Um,
like, how did you get through that? Because I know I've heard a lot of like actors. There's always that one role they have that like they liked doing, but it was a very difficult role,
yeah.
and they had to figure out a way to get through it, both mentally, emotionally, stuff like that. Is there a role for you that was like that, or do you pretty much like everything you've been in?
I mean, I pretty much, you know, I would say, whatever 70, 80% of the roles have been the villain, the bad guy, right? And people always say, "Oh man, it must be so much fun to be the bad guy. You get to do all that stuff." And I'm like, yeah, sometimes, but there are times when I guess an example I'm trying to think of would be when I did The Expanse.
Okay.
My character was, you know, was a pretty despicable guy, but there's in the third season there are a bunch of scenes that I have with this little girl where she's sort of softening me up. And then, but at the end, uh, I didn't really take. I chose I chose the wrong way. But
You chose what you were comfortable with.
just working with that young actress and having to be the way that character was not fun. It was just like, oh man, this is uh, this is tough to do. This is tough to be uh, mean to this little girl. Um, so yeah, there are times when it's not. It's like and you kind of. I'm by no means any kind of a method actor, but sometimes you're on set all day and you're in this character. It's hard to go home and just go, oh, hey, everything's great. um, but hey, it's I'm lucky enough to get to do it, so it's not that bad. It's okay.
Now, would you
When you
say
talk
like
about
having roles that like kind of like way you described it kind of like made it sound like it goes against or a little bit opposite of who you are as a person? Do
Mhm.
you feel like those kinds of roles um either like hurt or strengthen your skill set?
Uh, I don't know if it's I always say, of course, if you're the villain of the piece, you can't the character don't obviously don't think you're the villain. You
Mm-hmm.
do stuff because this is what you want to do. This is what you have to do. You think you're right, and
Mhm.
everybody else is wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's how you would justify it. It doesn't really um, it doesn't really strengthen or weaken in any kind of way that I would imagine.
Oh, good.
It's
Okay.
it's a for me it's just the experience of doing it, of being on camera, of being on set. The more I get to do it, the better, the more comfortable you are, the better you're gonna be. Uh, so
Nice. Okay.
Which roles do you think are easier? Like, do you think playing the villain is easier, or do you think playing the good guy is easier? Like, which one for you has been easier over your career?
it depends on the piece, I guess. I've done a lot of like I say, the drug lord in the Armani suit, and after a it's kind of my wheelhouse. And after a while, I have to check myself because so that I don't go into like autopilot. It's like, oh, wait a minute. I played this guy
Mhm.
before. I can't I just can't switch names and then be the same, be the same guy. But basically, a lot of times, that's why they hire you. That's what they want.
Mhm.
I've done
Mhm.
a bunch of guest stars on episodics where I'm the drug lord, I'm the bad guy. And I always go, why does he have to act this way? Why can't he just be this, nice, polite guy who, just a fun guy, but he just happens to be a drug dealer. And I tried it a couple times on certain series, and
The
uh,
fun
you know,
drug
the,
dealer.
the director would go, "Oh, I see what you're trying to do, and it would be great, but that's not what they want, and
Oh,
we got to give them what they want." I said, "Okay, I got you."
So I'd be remiss if we didn't ask you the same question we ask every guest. Is that when you have get-togethers with like friends and family, is there a favorite game that you guys like to play? Whether it's like a card game, a board game, whatever it is. Do you have a favorite game to play with family and friends?
Um, it's changed. It used to be, I think, maybe charades. Charades is
ooh.
up there.
Hmm.
I'm not sure because most of my friends are in the business. I don't know if that's not, most people think, oh man, you're an actor. You should be,
You know how to tell
no,
a story with your
I'm,
body.
yeah, I'm like, no, you know what? I'm pretty much an introvert, so it's okay. Um, Yeah, that, or we would play cards or something. You
Mhm.
know, board games, not really, because there's a lot of people. So, and now I guess you can just go on YouTube and they have all sorts of trivia games. Trivia games are
Mm.
pretty popular with us.
Hmm.
Of
Ooh, there you go.
Okay.
that stuff. Yeah.
Nice. Well, Francois, I know hopped on a little bit late, but thank you for coming on. I know
Oh,
you and I have been trying to figure this all out and get you date and stuff and whatnot, but definitely appreciate you
oh, again,
coming on.
I'm so sorry. I forgot. I
No,
No, no,
apologize.
no, no.
I was like, I
it's
was.
all in the name of the show, Crashing Game Night. Like you literally crashed your own episode. It's great.
My wife
You are
is
now
yelling out at me. Don't you have a podcast? I'm like, what? Oh
you
shit,
are
yeah. Oh,
Do you,
you
do
are
you
fine.
know
the
do you know how many
only
times I've been late to this thing?
Oh,
yes.
man.
He is our unofficial fifth member. But no, like you honestly, when we look at the history of the show, you are only the second guest to ever have crashed their own show.
Yep.
Ah, okay.
So it's
I
nice.
know
It
that's
works.
a
Um,
good thing or a bad thing.
Totally
no,
a good thing.
but
Totally a
It
good
plays
thing.
into the name.
plays into the name.
Because we got to meet Shredder.
Yep.
Yeah.
But for those that that kind of crashed in the chat over on Twitch or gonna watch the video and whatnot, I did get a profile created on our website for Francois. It's got a link to his IMDb, so you can actually go check out all the different projects he's been a part of over the years. We'll get this out this weekend like we normally do. Um, if it's the first time you're catching our show, thank you for crashing game night with us tonight and
Oh,
hanging out
you're very
late and
welcome.
watching
You're very welcome.
Francois. Philip Sure drops a follow. But with everything going on in the world right now and how crazy it is, really please just be excellent to each other.
I hear you. I hear you. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. Yeah, it is a crazy time, and I you have to kind of for me, I just kind of you know try to shut out the stuff that makes me.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do because
Hmm.
it's a lot more of it now than it used to be.
Oh
You're like,
yeah.
what
Oh
For
yeah.
sure.
the hell?
Got to be an end to it sometime. But
Yeah.
again, thank you, Francois. Thank you so much for joining
Thank
us.
you guys
So
again.
amazing
Sorry
to
for
have you
the
on.
lateness and
Nah.
Not a problem at all.
anytime anytime you guys want to do this again,
You
I'm
are
Oh,
up
welcome
for
back
it.
heck yeah,
anytime.
man. It's
If I
just
Anytime.
shooting the
my
crap about
brain cells
anything
will.
going on. We'll do it.
All
Okay.
right, man.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you to all you out there. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Thank you,
Until next time,
guys.
TTFN. Ta for now.
All
Good night,
right. Have a
everybody.
good one. Hey.
Have a good one, Francois.